What's up, guys? Good morning. Sorry for the bedhead. I wanted to get up nice and early, make sure I can get this video out. So I guess let's get straight into it. Now, bear with me here. I want to kind of set the scene. Let's say you're parting out your new PC, and you've gone for some higher power CPU, maybe a new Ryzen series or pretty much any Intel CPU from the past 3 or so years. You've now realized that you have to cool this CPU somehow, especially if you want to, get all of the horsepower that you can out of it. And so maybe you look up this exact phrase, what are the best CPU coolers? And you're greeted with this: a solid mix of air coolers and water coolers. And not only that, but they range from $60 to over $200. And now you're faced with a question: which one do I get? So let's find out. Welcome to the first episode of a series I'm going to call Do I Need That? A series where I'm going to go over as many bespoke or ridiculous or maybe even sometimes practical PC components. As you may have noticed, this episode is going to be about what to some is a very divisive component to a PC. Because I do believe many people already think that they're not a necessity to many builds. And that, of course, is AIOs, or all-in-ones. Now, before I start, breaking everything down, if you like this idea for a series, let me know in the comments or like the video. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. Now, these days, it's more and more common to see AIOs in more and more new builds. This, to me, I think is mostly attributed to their cool factor, literally and figuratively. They always have some sort of cool lights everywhere. Sometimes you even get a screen on the actual pump piece. And to me, the radiator, as well as the fans on top of them, really do a great job of filling some cases up. And lastly, they obviously do a pretty great job of cooling a CPU. Now to flip it on its head. Obviously, all of this has to come at some sort of cost. The cheapest 2-fan AIO I could find that I would actually recommend you buy is Arctic's Freezer 2. And even on sale, it's over $90 for this. And to get straight into the brass tacks of things, the cheapest air cooler I'd actually recommend is the Deepcool AK500. You can find these for literally half the price of that AIO. That's 40 to 50 bucks you could be putting towards a more powerful GPU or even a more reliable power supply, something like that. Not to mention, air coolers are going to give you strong reliability, while AIOs, they can break and they expire over time. So again, back to the question of, do you really need this? So far, obviously, the answer is no. But I, of course, want to look at some situations where it might be... You have to not be in the video. But let's look at some situations where you might change your mind and this is the perfect option for you. If you're building in a case with very little airflow, this might just be the perfect option for you. It really keeps the temperatures down, and most of the time AIOs have an easier time staying cool in hot environments. And if you're really willing to spend that extra money, they can sometimes be more quiet than air coolers. But again, are you willing to spend double to triple the amount an air cooler would cost? Obviously, there's some more niche scenarios where an AIO might be more useful, but probably 90% of the time, an air cooler is going to suffice just as well as any AIO would. For first-time PC builders, I definitely recommend only using air coolers. AIOs are big, they're hard to handle, they're complex, and they always have a million and one connectors. Truly, I think the only time you should get an AIO is for a nice aesthetic upgrade, or maybe you're building in a small case where an AIO is the most benefit you're going to get cooling wise. To summarize, AIOs are really cool and can make a new build pop. They cool CPUs super well and they can do it quite quietly as well. But the price makes the practical answer super clear for me. With an air cooler, you get a practical, long-lasting, cheap option to keep your CPU nice and cool. And there are definitely CPU coolers out there that cool with air that look cool. You simply just don't need an AIO. So save some of your money and get a better component elsewhere. That's where you'll really feel the difference, and I know you'll be happy with your choice later on. Again, you can get a GPU that gives you some more FPS, or maybe you even just get some more storage. But hey, now you guys know all my opinions on the matter, so I want to know your opinions on the matter. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Do you have an AIO in your system? And obviously let me know which component I should talk about next. Yeah, if you liked the video and you want to see some future ones that But if you guys like the video, definitely subscribe. I'll be posting very frequently, obviously, and I will see you guys later.